Hello everyone. I would like to share some details about the Sunday the live tournament I've played in a local casino today. Tournament is for $200. The structure is relatively fast, so blinds are going up maybe 1.3 to 1.5x every time in the last 20 minutes. This is a pilot video, so I didn't take many notes and some details may be missing, but there still has been several hands I wanna show and analyze. Hope you enjoy. So let's start with a pretty early hand. It's tens in a 3-bet pot. Blinds are 100 to 100 with stacks about 100 big blinds deep. I raise 3 blinds from under the gun. There are several callers and I get a 3-bet from a late position, pretty regular size. At this point I get enough implied odds to call for a set, so you need 10 to 1, slightly better than odds of getting a set, but at least you know whether you got it or not on the flop, which is better than with suited connectors where you mostly get a draw. Then also I have some playability if my opponent has something like ace king or ace queen and the flop is some low cards. So in the hand I call, and there is another loose player who earlier defended a blind with 8 deuce suited. Also gets in. So the pot becomes about 40-ish big blinds. I didn't really keep track exactly. So the flop is 5-4-3 rainbow. It checks to the 3-better who bets 15 big blinds. So it's too early to get away. So essentially I have medium strengths, marginal mate hand. I don't overvalue it despite it being an overpair, because the 3-better can have jacks plus. But I think it's just too early to give up, because there can be ace king or ace queen just making a continuation bet. So I just call, and so does another loose player. Turn is ace, also brings a flush draw. It's a pretty bad card because now most likely 3-bet hands which are not over pairs have gotten there. So I check, and I'm almost done with the hand, but it checks through. River is 8 with no flush. So I again check. I pretty much don't think I'm in a good shape here. Loose player bets 15 big blinds, which is a small fraction of a pot. Original 3-better folds. I ended up calling. Now that I think of it, it's probably still best to fold despite an excellent pot odds, because there aren't really many bluffs I'm beating here, and many hands would just got there with that ace, and I think also 6-7 was already would have a straight. There are some sets possible. There are some 2 pairs possible. So it's probably still a fold. I ended up calling though, because of good pot odds, and that loose player shown ace 4, and I lost the pot. Overall, I think I played okay until the river, but on the river I would next time I'd probably fold. Let's get to the next hand when I got a straight. So blinds were about I think 200, 300, and my stack was about 10k, about 35 big blinds. I was is a small blind or big blind with 5-6-0. I think there were some limps as well, and pot was not that big. On flop I got a straight draw with some X, I don't remember exactly, is it 2 or 3. So I have this principle of trying to play good mate hands and draws aggressively, so that I essentially learned it from Jonathan Little. So then I decide to just bet, and the person to the left of me makes a call. Turn is like 4, making me straight, and there is like no flush. I just continue like betting. I think there is no reason to check because I ideally want to go all in by the river, if possible. And if I check, opponent may just like check behind with like something like king 8 or like queen 8 or something like 8-9. Probably if opponent has something like a set or like 2 pair, he's going to bet. But like I think if I bet, he might still call with like an 8, but it might as well just check it behind if I check. So I bet and get another call. River, it was some like cards, maybe something like a king or something. I don't remember well. But then there was like no flush. I'll go all in and gets called and double up. The opponent like didn't show. So then there's been one hand where like there's been jacks for bet all in pre-flop. So blinds were like 1k, 2k, and my stack was pretty good, about like 50 big blinds. I raised 2 big blinds with jacks from like an early position, and a rather tight player 3 bets to like about 425 big blinds, and has about 20 big blinds remaining. I think that jacks are just too strong to fold here. With effective stacks being 20 big blinds. I think if it's like if he also had like 50 big blinds, I would probably just like call and play it like more cautiously. But here I think like he may have ace king or ace queen, which we're like flipping against. He may have something like tens. But he may also have like an overpair which dominates us. Overall, I think like all in kind of makes sense. So he's probably not getting away with like any of those hands I mentioned with like his stack. Maybe he would like throw away tens, but like probably not much else. There are also opportunity for bluffs, like something like ace-5 suited. So which I'm like like ahead against. So I also like probably like I also want to go all in because it may get hard to play post flop with like some overt cards coming. So I went all in and got called by like aces and I lost. But here I think it's just, in my opinion, it was getting unlucky, and I would probably play the hand the same way with like same stacks. Then there's been another hand where I called all in with ace-10 offsuit. Like blinds are like in 1k, 2k. It's like happened pretty fast after the like previous hand. So my stack is now like about like 25 big blinds. A person goes all in from early position for about 15 big blinds. So like I think it's still a pretty good hand to like call, because opponent may be pushing some like lower aces. Opponent may push like small pairs or like some Broadway cards like king queen, maybe king jack, and 15 big blinds is already a stack where they may try to just steal blinds, and that's actually like what happened. Like that's what my opponent has commented, that I was just trying to steal blinds, but he had deuces, which is actually like in a good shape versus ace-10, but I ended up winning, like catching my ace on the flop. Getting a set on a low board, so it's again like about 1k, 2k, maybe it was 1.5 and 3, I don't remember well, but my stack is about like 40 big blinds. I raised 2 big blinds from 5s from an early position, get some calls. Like I think here there is some opportunity to like limp potentially. I don't want to fold 5-5 because it's still like with my stack, it's still a good hand to like get in and try to get a set, or like maybe potentially steal blinds. I slightly prefer raise to limp because I might disincentivize some people to get in, and also sometimes I may just like pick up blinds for free. That's like main reason for like big, but if I limp there may be more limpers. I think on one hand it's good if I catch a set, but at the same time I'm like losing some opportunity to just like get blinds for free. So I got some callers. Flop is like 5, 6, 7 with some flush draw. So the person on a small blind leads for like about 3 big blinds. Since there is like a straight draw and flush draw, or like maybe potentially even straight, I decide to like not slow play. I actually like rarely slow play. So I think raise is better here because like for example, if like 4, 8, 9, or 3 comes, it may freeze the action even if the opponent doesn't have the like corresponding draw. Or if I'm against like for something like 7, 8 or like 6, 7, I want to extract value, and opponent would probably like call my raise or like go all in. Maybe if I'm like against something like ace 7, then my opponent would may like fold to a raise. But at the same time, it's a hand I'm probably not gonna extract as much value anyways, because next card is most likely gonna be like some high card, so they're probably gonna be like disincentivized to continue with like with their hand. So I ended up like calling his all in, and unfortunately it was like a set over set. He shown like sixes. So here again it's just I think like this is a more like typical case of getting unlucky. I think I again would play a hand the way I played it, and like that sometimes happens. That's poker. Then one hand where I'm still not fully confident is, but I'd probably play the same, is calling all in with 7-7. So blinds went up and they were like 1.5 to 3k. My stack is about 13 big blinds. It was like 40k or something, but still it's like deceiving because the blinds are so big. Rather tight player goes all in for about 12 big blinds from early-ish position. So again, I think there are like many like ace x, like smaller pairs in his range. So like he ended up showing pocket queens though. So again, it may be like just potentially bad luck. I still don't know. Maybe like it's better to just like not really call with something like sevens and wait for maybe like tens or something. But that might be too tight. Like I would still need to like push all in to get some blinds. And with sevens, I think I might be getting maybe like 55-ish% of like equity on. I actually didn't run this through the calculator. But intuitively with this stack, it seems like I might just like, if I gonna get through another round of blinds, I'm already gonna be at like less than 10 big blinds, so it's already like gonna getting pretty bad. And like in the end, I may just like take my chances and try to double up. So some closing thoughts. I was left with about 2 big blinds, and also blinds went up soon, so I had like 5 hands. I immediately got like queen 4 suited, and I think in retrospect that I should have just like went all in with it, because it's like queen high and it's also suited hand. So actually, like ironically, I didn't get any better opportunity. I was getting some low cards all the way through until I had to go all in with like 6-4 offsuit. So, and with that queen, there's been like 2 queens on the flop, so I think I would have won that pot, and like had some chances of remaining in the tournament. So probably next time is like getting like ace high, king high, maybe queen high, like especially if suited, I'll probably just like go all in. Maybe some of jacks, I would also like just go all in. Yeah, that's gonna be it for me for today. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.